Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, peep game. All right, man. So, Ice Cube, from what I hear, he's been going on tour. He's arranging tours. Um, Plus, he's back to doing movies and stuff. So, I asked Ice Cube back in August, was he gonna be doing something special to celebrate the 30th anniversary of his iconic album Death Certificate, which came out. It was initially released uh, October the 29th. Um, I think exclusively in the LA area. And then the official release date was October the 31st, which I think is a Tuesday, something like that, a Friday, something like that. I don't remember. That was so long ago. I don't feel like looking back to see was that a Tuesday or a Friday. Usually new releases came out on a Tuesday. But nevertheless, this album was a game changer. This album was a game changer. This was Ice Cube's second solo effort coming off America's Most Wanted. America's Most Wanted was a good startup album to jumpstart Ice Cube's solo career. It featured pretty much East Coast production because at the time Ice Cube was going through this thing with NWA and stuff, and they were told a lot of artists had refused to work with him, and producers and stuff had refused to work with him. Some people believe he was being blackballed by Eazy-E and Dr. Dre. They was telling producers from the West Coast not to work with Ice Cube. So Ice Cube went out and got the Bomb Squad, pretty much the people that worked with Public Enemy and a lot of East Coast acts. And America's Most Wanted turned out to be a great album. Now, it didn't have what you would call that West Coast feel to it, but it was still a really good album, a really good opening album for Ice Cube as a solo artist. We all knew Ice Cube was an established writer, the mastermind, his pen behind many of Eazy-E songs. Ice Cube wrote Boys in the Hood. He wrote 8 Ball. He wrote he wrote a lot of Eazy-E's verses. If Eazy didn't get his verses from Ice Cube, he might have got them from MC Ren or the DOC. So, as you guys know, Ice Cube had left NWA abruptly due to money issues. So, he goes solo. He makes America's Most Wanted album is a platinum album. So then we get the anticipation for the next album. And you were hearing buzzes and you were hearing the word on the streets that this album that was coming up called Death Certificate was going to blow you away. So, we were excited about it. Me and my brother, we had heard a lot of things about it. Now, keep in mind, advertisement for records was different back then. It really was word to mouth, via TV stations, radio stations. They didn't have internet, so it was kind of hard to get. Early access, back then, because keep in mind they didn't have all them streaming services that they got now. So we had heard a lot of different things about it. We mostly pretty much good things, the local DJs where we were at saying they had heard the album and they said it was going to blow people away. So, the album comes out, and I go get the album. I go get the tape. And I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that album. I'm talking about my jaw dropped. I'm talking about everything was good. Even the damn intros was good. So, I mean, nothing but classic joints. Ice Cube could do a versus battle and probably pretty much maintain with just songs from that album alone. The first single that he put out, that we saw on Video Jukebox was Steady Mobbin'. Loved that song. But there was one particular song on there, never was released as a single. But more than likely, if he performs it at a versus battle, people are gonna, it could be the song that was never released. I mean, it could be the song that was released as a single. And it was this song called My Summer Vacation. And I'm talking about Ice Cube takes the Atomic Dog beat and just like flips it. Okay. I mean, he talks about basically taking over a neighborhood in St. Louis. I'm talking about the storytelling was on point. B was on point. Flow was on point. I'm talking about everything was there. I'm talking about, man, I just remember hearing that song. Damn, G, the spot's getting hot. So how the fuck are we supposed to make it not? Police looking at niggas through a microscope. In LA, everybody, any mama sell dope. They try to stop us. So what the fuck can I do to make a profit? I mean, whew. And then you hear other songs. Be True to the Game. I didn't like how he dissed MC Hammer in that video because I am from the town. Be True to the Game. This song called Horny Little Devil. Of course, arguably one of the greatest diss tracks, ever put to a pen, paper, a studio, and on an album. No Vaseline. I mean, he just had just bangers after bangers after bangers on that album. Like I said, even the damn intros was good. I would, now keep in mind, this is really before CDs are like really like at an all time, popularity. People are still buying tapes. I bought the tape. So, I wouldn't even fast forward that. I would play the whole album. That's how good it was. I mean, that's how good that album was. So he addressed a lot of different things, and it also showed Ice Cube's versatility and maturity as an MC. He wasn't just talking about street stuff. He was talking about racism, white supremacy. He was just talking about a lot of different things. And this what made me realize that Ice Cube was not only a intellect. He was a smart person, and you knew Ice Cube was going to go on to bigger and better things, which he did, from, doing movies to, other business ventures. But like I said, everything was there on that album. Now, he did catch some flack. Some people called this album anti-Semitic and all that kind of stuff, and said Ice Cube was a racist and all that kind of stuff. That baloney, but nevertheless, through and through, mostly everybody that heard the album liked it. And to this day, it's ranked very high as far as greatest hip hop albums ever made. It's in mostly everybody's top 10 as far as greatest hip hop albums ever made. I think it's in my top 5. I could truly say it's probably in my top 5. I would really have to do a video breaking down my top. I might do my top 50 favorite albums of all time, do a series, but I can tell you now, Death Certificate is definitely gonna more than likely make my top 5, because that's how good it was. But as I said before, I was just blown away by that album. And I told people, me and my brother, we was like, this album is going to stand the test of time. People are going to talk about this album for decades. And they still are. To this day, people bring this album up and talk about how monumental and how good this album was. So, yeah, man, shout out to Ice Cube, man, for giving us this monumental classic album. And I appreciate Ice Cube taking that quick time out to talk to me while he had everybody in his face and all them cameras in his face during the big 3, So once again, shout out to Ice Cube, man. This your boy Town Biz. I'm out.